The first example we're going to look at is going to be the law of sines using angle side angle. Please note again, that's not talking about congruence proofs or similarity proofs from geometry. It's talking about being given an angle, a side, and then an angle, and the side needs to be between the two given angles. So what we want to do is we want to set up a key ratio, and the key ratio is simple. You just need to set up a ratio in which you're comparing, making a ratio of a side to an angle. And you can see in this problem, I actually don't have an angle, right? I have a side here, so I have to have this angle to set up that key ratio. Don't panic. It's just the simple thing that we've been using in trigonometry, just from geometry. It's just the Angle Sum Theorem, that if you have 180 degrees in a triangle and you subtract out the two known angles in a triangle, that will give you the other angle. So 180 minus 100 minus 20 is 60 degrees. So that angle right there is 60 degrees. So pretty easy to do. Just remember a little bit of geometry skills, and that will allow you to set up your key ratio. And the key ratio is simply going to be sine of 60 degrees divided by 10. Now, why do we call that the key ratio? The key ratio is it's just a Mr. King thing that I made up to help students understand how to do it. That key ratio will solve for all the other sides and angles in the triangle. So I'm going to set this key ratio equal to sine of 100 divided by the side B. And I'm also going to set this same key ratio equal to sine of 20 divided by side C. Of course, this is side A, but it's given, so it's not going to matter. So again, let's take a look at that. If I take the key ratio of this triangle, which is sine of 60 over 10, and I set it equal to sine of 100 equal B, and I solve it, I'm going to find B. Same thing with side C. Sine of 60 degrees divided by 10 is also set equal to sine of 20 divided by C. These ratios are equivalent using the law of sines. So the way you solve them, pretty easy. You cross multiply these right here. So you're going to do B sine 60 is equal to 10 sine 100. Same thing here with C and its pieces. And so you get B sine 60 is equal to 10 sine 100, and C sine 60 degrees is equal to 10 sine 20. And then you just simply divide to solve this. You're going to divide by sine of 60 on both sides. And yeah, I like to do them at the same time. And the reason I like to do them at the same time is you're actually doing the same math on both sides. This will cancel. And then you do the same thing over here. You're just using your algebra skills to solve for the side or angle you want. In this case, they're both sides. And cancel that out. And then this is what you're going to type into the calculator. 10 sine 100 divided by sine of 60. And C is equal to 10 sine 20 degrees divided by sine of 60. Now, to put this in fraction mode, don't forget, you're going to want to hit alpha F1 enter on the TI, and on a Casio, you're going to just want to make sure you put a parentheses here and here. Also here and here. Now, that being said, you could also do that on a TI. Just make sure you have those extra parentheses. Using Desmos, you're going to want to just type it in. You don't have to use the parentheses on Desmos. You're going to type it in, and you're going to select the whole thing and then divide it by that. And just make sure it's in the right mode. So notice I get the exact same answer, but if you ever get a weird answer, don't freak out. Now, the problem with these laws is that answer is just as normal as this answer. So you really have to be careful both on the calculator and Desmos to have it in degree mode. So do the next one, you can actually just copy and edit, right? So, I mean, it doesn't have much different. All I have to do is change this to a 20. So we just put a 20 in there, and we get the exact same thing we have on the calculator. Again, Desmos is available on an SOL, and possibly in the future, you don't know, it might even be available on other online standardized tests. So I would definitely get in the habit of using it. Just make sure you know what you're doing, make sure you're using the correct pieces. So let's go ahead and go up to the top and fill in all the missing blanks. So you can see what I did here was I went ahead and I put the 60 in for A, and I filled in the given information using black because that's just the color they gave me here. So 100 for B, 20 for C, 10 miles for A. And then from the bottom on the side where I was trying to find side B, I put 11.372. And on this side, I put 3.949. So don't forget your units. As we've talked about, sides have to have measurements like miles or feet. If there is no unit, you would leave it blank. And then on the angles, you use degrees.